CSSBG dollars back on your screens, and today I'm just going to be explaining where I am actually in the markets. Am I all in? Am I half in? Where I think stocks are going to move short to mid-term. I'm just saying 2 to 3 months time. You know, I'm talking September, October. Where will they be? My two most recent investments, which I bought on Thursday, which is, well, you have to watch to find out, eh? Do subscribe because I'm chasing down 100 subscribers that I want by the end of the year. All right, I want that. So hopefully we can make that. And yeah, first of all, where am I in the markets? Because of course I've been making gold videos, I've been making videos on stocks, I've been making videos on risk on weeks and risk off weeks. So you're probably thinking, it's all a bit confusing. Are you investing in gold? Do you think the markets will go down or up? Yes or no? Well, to confirm, I am 100% in the markets right now to this day. Okay, and I actually just most recently invested, and here's your answer. Roku and Shopify, two very risk-on stocks, and obviously in the ARK Innovation ETF, Cathie Wood's ETF. And I invested in them on Thursday because I think the markets will come up a bit. I think they're too oversold right now. They're too oversold, and I think they'll bounce back. And I think we're going to have a 2 to 3 month rally. First reason why I think that will happen is because inflation. I think inflation for June will be lower than expected. You recently had oil start to come down. You start to saw energy stocks come down, and the energy sector in the S&P 500 was the worst performing sector in the past week, 2 weeks. So that just goes to show that I think inflation will start to come down, and we're seeing a good report for June when that CPI comes out. Obviously, I will be making videos on that, so please do subscribe to get updates on that. So in terms of a longer time period, in about 4 or 5 years' time, that is where I think gold will outperform the market, unfortunately. I think the next few months is bullish for the S&P 500, bullish on risk-on stocks, and that is why I added to my portfolio, and I'm still 100% in the market, as I've already explained. But 4 years, 5 years, maybe 10 years down the line, I think the S&P 500 is going to struggle, because I think we're heading for a recession, folks. I think we're heading for a recession. I think the S&P 500 will drop at least 50% from its all-time highs within the next 5 years. Okay, that's big, big statements. Of course, I am no financial advisor. Okay, so if this doesn't happen, don't try and sue me. All right, I'm not trying to get sued. But I'm just giving you what I think, in my opinion. Short-term stocks, long-term bullish on gold. So that is what's going on in the markets, and that's why I've been making these videos on gold and on stocks. But I just wanted to make it absolutely clear to you lot at home watching where I am, where I stand, what I'm thinking right now, what I'm doing on my portfolio, and what I think longer term. So yeah, now I just want to show you a chart of my most recent investment. This is Roku. It's on the 15-minute chart right now, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit for you. And yeah, this is the sort of technical analysis I've done, the sort of trend lines. Why did I buy it? Well, we seem to be holding this black line here very, very well. Look, we bounced off it in the 11th of May. We bounced off it again on the 24th of May. We recently dipped below, but we had a very bullish green bar there. And that was around mid-June. And we just start to come down. And yeah, we'll probably come back to this black line. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't I buy the black line? Because you never really know in the markets. And this could also be support as well. We could also bounce off this sort of support level here and start pushing up. But yeah, what I see is a bomb. There may be a short little dip and then a breakout of this downward trend line. That is what I see for Roku. In terms of Shopify, again, look, we've got this same sort of thing, this black line. Let me just pull it down just a little bit for you, because it's more like around this sort of level. This black line is holding very, very well. Look, we bounced off it on the 12th of May. We briefly came down, didn't quite hit it, so we're not going to count that one. We bounced off it 15th, 16th of June, and we're here again. And I bought in literally right around here. The thing is, for stocks in general, we've seen this sort of period where they haven't really gone down more. They've sort of been just moving sideways. You see, look, all through this period, we kept on going down, we kept on going down. We've now come to a sort of like standstill, where no one really knows what's going on. The bulls and bears don't really know whether to be buying, selling, and we're sort of in that trajectory where if inflation maybe starts to come downwards, of course we've had rising interest rates, 75 basis points, the Fed have been very, very hawkish. If inflation starts to come downwards, if we get a nice June CPI report, which I think will be coming, then I think the markets will be pushing higher, and we're going to start to see stocks trading up more towards this range. If we have a look at the S&P 500 now, because I don't just buy stocks based on they're sort of the company, based on the health of the company, based on the profits, all that. I sort of buy stocks more on a macro level, so about inflation, about whether I think the markets will be risk on. If I think the S&P 500 will move up in the next 1 to 2 months, then I'll buy risk on stocks. And that's sort of how I play the market in my opinion. But of course, again, I think the S&P 500 is oversold. Look, D-Day, we had a big bounce there off this black line. We broke through, we came back, tested this black line again, we sold off. If we're looking to follow the trend, we would have made a new low here. We would have bounced up, we would have come up to here, and we would have made a new low. The fact that we've bounced here suggests hopefully we can push up, we can push past this high here, and then maybe start a new trend upwards, 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 and we could come back to this black line and maybe break above it. Who knows? And of course, if we just get even a small bit of good news, because right now, as I keep saying, inflation is the one that's pushing down the markets, unfortunately. Inflation is the main thing that everything keeps going on about, don't they? All investors, all businesses, all hedge funds, Wall Street, everywhere, it's all about inflation. And if that starts to come down, we're going to see a market rally. I'm telling you, we're going to see a market rally. And yeah, I think this will be the lows for the next foreseeable future. I think this will be the lows to about, maybe for the rest of the year, you know. I don't think we're going to break these lows now. Of course, I could be wrong. As I said, no financial advisor. But that is how I'm playing it. I invested in risk on stocks this week. Gold for longer term, because of course I'm not trying to scam you a lot. I've been making gold videos and I still think gold is very bullish for this sort of decade. Short term, next 3 months, I think risk on stocks will do very, very well. I think the S&P 500 will do very, very well. I think inflation is going to come down, and I think that the markets are going to have a little surge because they're too oversold at this point. We've got the fear index, you know, we're very in fearful territories. We've got investing sentiment very, very low right now. And it's just been negative in the markets. And sooner or later, there will come a bounce. Because markets don't just go down, you know. You'll come down a sort of retrace in the markets where you retrace and then you might continue the trend lower. Like a bear market rally. But I think we've got more of a rally coming, more of a steep rally. Because if we pull up the weekly chart, this is what the weekly chart looks like, folks. We had quite a surgence to the downside, and then we had a sort of big sort of rally here, and that was in March. And you saw risk on stocks really boost up during this period. And we've had a big downwards lower way, and now I think we're going to have a rally up towards this black line again. And I think risk on stocks will do very well. That's why I've bought them. So on that note, it has been BG Dollars, and that is where I am in the markets. I'm 100% in, as I said. Please do subscribe because we're chasing down 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'd love to reach that target. So that is BG Dollars, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.